I'm so sorry. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, shoot. Hold on, everybody that's going to join. I'm trying to figure something out. And we're going to start pretty soon. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. 19 and oh. Alright. Alright. Woo. Okay. Alright. Let's see how this looks. Alright. Welcome. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to another week, another episode. I think this is episode 3? Or something? Maybe 4? Wait. Oh, yeah. That's right. It's episode 4, I believe. But anyways, we're going to do college football pick'em week 4. So last week, I think we went, where did we go? We went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, and 4. So now we're 19 and 11 overall. Let's do week 4 now. So here we go, the first matchup of week 4. Baylor versus Iowa State. Now Baylor got upset by BYU 2 weeks ago. Iowa State's 3-0, but I don't know if they really beat anyone. They beat Iowa recently, I believe. I'm going to go with Baylor to win, though. No? Okay, here we go. My bad. Well, Clemson, who is 3-0, ranked number 5, versus Wake Forest, who's 3-0 themselves. This could be a close game, but I'm going to go with Clemson because I think Clemson has the best quarterback and team in the ACC. So, I'm going with Clemson. At least for now. You know, Clemson's 3-0. They got the best for now. We'll see later on, though. Next game. Now, this would be big in basketball. Right? Duke, 3-0, surprisingly, versus the surprise team, Kansas Jayhawks. One of these surprise teams are going to go 4-0. But let's look at the preview just so we can look at what their stats are, right? So, look at this. 53 points a game for Kansas. Duke's only allows 14. But who has Duke beat? Northwestern, Temple, and North Carolina A&T. Kansas looks like they've beaten better teams. Kansas, I'm gonna, Kansas is 7.5 point favorite, right? I'm going with the Jayhawks to win. Now, if it was basketball, Duke may win. But either way, that's usually a big time matchup for basketball. And at least for this week, it's a big time matchup for football. The next game is Florida Gators versus Tennessee. Now, Florida, upset Utah in week 1. Then they laid an egg against Kentucky. And they almost laid an egg against South Florida. They struggled to win. Tennessee is outstanding. I'm going to go with Tennessee. I think Florida struggles. Florida struggles this week again. And this time they fall and lose. Plus, I think Tennessee's got 2 straight wins against Florida, Next game, Minnesota 3-0 versus Michigan State. Now, Michigan State just is coming off a loss against the Washington Huskies. They got embarrassed most of the game. They did make a little comeback, and it felt short. So the score, was 39-28, right? But if you look at it realistically, that wasn't even a close game. Michigan State got blown out and, embarrassed. But they're back home, and I think they rebound against Minnesota because Minnesota's best wide receiver is now out for the season. I think he broke his leg or knee or ankle or something, but he's done for the season. That may hurt them. But I don't think Minnesota's as good anyway. I know they're 3-0, but they're not very good. Next game, Notre Dame and North Carolina. Notre Dame finally picked up a win last week against Cal. North Carolina has had some scared. I'm gonna go with North Carolina to win against Notre Dame now. I still think Notre Dame struggles a little bit. They got a quarterback. I think their quarterback is out. I don't like Notre Dame, no, This season they're not looking very good. Could they win? Sure. Will they win? I don't think so. The next game is Oregon, who's rebounded nicely after losing badly to Georgia week 1. They're now 2-1. And they're facing traveling to Washington State, who was 3-0. Cougars are very tough. I don't know if the Cougars are good. They're pretty good though. Let's look at the preview, but I'm not sure, Oregon got embarrassed. They looked better recently. They beat BYU. I mean, look at this. The Cougars upset Wisconsin when they played them 2 weeks ago. I'm surprised they did, but, let's look at their stats. Oregon scored more. Look at this. The Cougars' defense is very low, 12. Could they beat Oregon? Sure. Will they? I'm not sure. Their defense is probably going to be close. It's probably going to be close because their run defense both is very good. They've allowed less than 100 yards on average. Their pass defense both give up to about 200, so it's about average yards per game. Oregon runs the ball better, so and in that case, I'm going with the Oregon to win. Could the Cougars win? Yeah, sure, but I don't think so. This is going to be a close game, though. It should, at least on paper. The next game, Arkansas versus A&M. Now A&M, has that loss against Appalachian State. Arkansas, I'm going with Arkansas. They look better. It's going to be played in a neutral place. It's going to be played in Dallas, I think. I'm going with Arkansas to win, though. The next game, Oklahoma versus Kansas State. I mean, Kansas State, probably mediocre. Oklahoma wins easy. The next game, USC and Oregon State. Oregon State is a surprise 3-0. Now, I kind of mentioned this to people before, that Oregon State could surprise some people in the Pac-12 and actually be pretty decent. Did I think they would win the Pac-12? Of course, no. But I think they could be having a chance in the North, maybe fourth place, middle of the pack. That's still good if they get to a bowl game. But I believe USC wins that game. And I believe it's pretty obvious they should easily win. Their offense is way better than Oregon State. It could be a trap game, however. Because I do remember not a few years ago, but years ago, when USC was ranked number 3, I think. They went into Corvallis and got upset. It was on a Thursday night, though. I don't think that's going to happen. I think USC rolls in that game. But Oregon State still surprises people this season. Now, we got to do the tiebreaker. How many total points will be scored in Clemson, Wake Forest? Well, Clemson's going to put up some numbers, so I think maybe we'll go 78. It should be a high-scoring game, kind of. So, yeah. But that will do it for the college football picks for week 4. We're gonna look and see how we do. We did all right last week. We did mediocre week 2. We did real good week 1. We went 8-2 week 1. I don't think we're gonna. Hopefully, we do good this week. I have a feeling we will. But I'll be right back because we're gonna move on to week 3 of the NFL. And yeah, I'll be right back. Hold on. Hold on, everybody. We are being right back. D to D. Oh, yeah. I don't know if that's. Hold on. Mm-hmm. Okay. Alright. Welcome back to the show. We are going to do now week 3 of the NFL. Now, NFL picks, we are 17 and 14 so far after 2 weeks. That's not very good. But let's hope week 3 goes a little better. Let's see, because as the weeks go by, I think I will start getting better because I'll know more stuff. But let's go. The Thursday night game. Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Cleveland. Now, I think this is traveling to Cleveland. Let me check the preview real quick. But, is it at Cleveland? Oh, yeah. Okay. So, this game is going to be tough. Like, Pittsburgh can't do much offensively. Their defense is not very good. They beat Cincinnati, and they lost to the Patriots. I don't know. They're what 1-0 in the. Oh, I mean, I don't know if I can trust the Browns, but I don't know how much I can trust the Steelers. Right? This is a toss-up. The Browns look pathetic against the Jets, right? They were up big. They let the Jets, fade. The Jets are not going to have, the Browns, I should say, are not going to have Davion Clowney. They'll still have Myles Garrett, I believe. Yep. Pittsburgh Trubisky, I don't know. It's a rivalry game, division game. Pittsburgh and Cleveland probably going to have a battle. It's probably going to come down to a field goal. I'm just going to pick it on a limb. Let's just go with Pittsburgh. The next game, Houston versus Chicago. Now, Chicago looked sloppy in week 1. They beat the 49ers. It was not a good weather when they did. Then they fell down to earth against Green Bay last week. Houston tied with the Colts in the first week and struggled offensively to beat against Denver. They did, however, play decent defense against Denver. However, in this matchup, they're traveling to Soldier Field. The Bears, and let's just look at the preview before we make our selection. I read the injury report, right? I don't think anybody. Bears are 2.5-point favorite. Look at this. Okay, so the Bears cannot pass. Their offense, they both, look at this. They're pretty much the same. Points per game, 14.5. Half a point better points allowed. So they're both allowing low points. The Bears run the ball a lot better. The Bears, I think, you gotta think, Justin Fields, oh, my bad, I don't know why I'm doing the menu stuff like that. I think the Bears win at home. Houston, it'll be, I don't know, I think Justin Fields will be too much. So here we go. Raiders versus Tennessee. Tennessee looks very bad. They look very bad. They don't look very good, so I'm going with the Raiders. At least the Raiders looked good most of the game against Arizona before, unfortunately, they fell apart. They played pretty, not as well against the Chargers week 1, and they fell short. But they played tough, and they should have probably beat Arizona, but they didn't. Tennessee looked awful against the Bills. Of course, that's the Bills. They didn't look very good week 1. I'm going with the Raiders to finally get off the winless streak. The next game, this could be a shootout only because it could. Will it? I don't think so. I mean, it could. I think the Chiefs win pretty easy because the Colts are not very good. Now, Colts struggled against Houston. They looked pathetic against Jacksonville. They did come back against Houston and force a tie. They did not play well against Jacksonville. Matt Ryan looked horrible. 3 interceptions. I don't think he's going to do much better against the Chiefs and Mahomes. I think Mahomes lights it up against him. And, they won't win. The next pick, slider Sunday pick of the week, apparently. Buffalo traveling to Miami. Miami shockingly is 2-0. But if you look at it, for maybe 6, 7, 8 quarters, they have not looked very good offensively. Yeah, they shocked everybody last week and looked very good offensively late against Baltimore. But that was in the 4th quarter. And not taking anything away from them, but Buffalo is a lot different than Baltimore. Now, I'm going with the Bills to win. I don't think the Dolphins will be able to continue their thing. The next game, Detroit and Minnesota. Detroit looked, they looked pretty good week 1. Against Philly, they lost. They beat Washington. Let's look. So they and the Vikings lost to Philly just recently. They're both bad defense, both decent offense. However, Vikings can't score apparently. but the Lions can't. Now, this is going to be a lot of question marks. The Vikings are at home, and they are good at home. Now, I think this could be a toss-up, but I think Minnesota wins. It's going to be a close battle, I believe, but I think Minnesota beats Detroit. The next game, Baltimore and New England. I think Baltimore wins. The Patriots, you don't know what you're going to get. Yeah, they beat Pittsburgh. You know, they didn't look very good doing it, but they did it. I'm going with Baltimore. And Baltimore looked very good against the Dolphins until the fourth quarter. I think if they were to get up like that against, let's say, the Patriots, I don't think they fall apart like they did. Here we go. Who wins this matchup? Cincinnati and the Jets. The problem with the Bengals right now is their offensive line has been playing like crap. They are not protecting Burrow at all. Burrow's been sacked like 12, 13 times or something so far, and that's a lot for 2 weeks. He can't. Burrow, as good as a quarterback as he is he is preparing for himself to get sacked and hit because he knows the offensive line has not blocked at all so far. And, I don't know, traveling to New York, this could be a tough one, but I don't know if the Jets win. Let's just look at the preview, and this is going to make no sense. Now, I think this could be a tough test. Cincinnati, I believe, will get back on it. I think, they somehow beat the Browns, right? The Jets. What is the point spread? Point spread is 5. The Bengals are favorites. I think this is the week that the Cincinnati Bengals get off the losing streak. This could be a challenging game. I think that Cincinnati finally wins. It might be a tough game. But I think they finally get off the next game. Oh, actually, I'm actually going to pick the Jets to win. I don't know, because I think it's going to be tough for Cincinnati to win. No, I'm going to pick the Bengals. I'm making it up. You guys thought I was going to pick the Jets. I think the Bengals find their answer, The Eagles in Washington, I think the Eagles win. Their defense is real good. And I think, they're facing their former teammate, Carson Wentz. I think the Eagles defense will have a field day. The next game, Saints and Carolina. I'm going with New Orleans. Their defense is very good. Somewhat. And I don't think Carolina is any good. The next game. Now this is a question mark. Because as of right now, Justin Herbert is questionable, right? He may not play. And if he does not play, the Chargers have a chance to lose. But I'm basing this off of him playing, going with the Chargers. Because I'm basing it off of Justin Herbert playing. The next game, the Rams and the Cardinals. I think the Rams are going to win. It's going to be a tough game. The Arizona's coming off that momentum. They might have momentum, but I don't think so. I think the Rams are too good. The next game, the Seahawks and the Falcons. Seahawks offense is not very good. I think the Seahawks offense is like 31st in the NFL. And they look pathetic against the 49ers and looked kind of pathetic in the second half against Denver. Yes, they beat Denver, but I think that had more to do with Denver was making stupid mistakes, and the Seahawks were coming in, fired up, wanting to beat Russell Wilson. They did, but they struggled in the second half. And the whole game last week against the 49ers, the only reason the Seahawks scored was because they had that blocked field goal or whatever. I'm going with the Falcons because our Falcons look very good. Kind of, right? They look very good. Well, I shouldn't say very good. They're rebuilding. Both teams are rebuilding somewhat. But I think the Seahawks have not been playing very good offensively. And the Falcons have looked a little better. They almost beat the Saints. They had them. They fell apart against them. They almost came back and beat the Rams last week. I think they go into Seattle and beat the Seahawks. It could be a field goal game, but I think they'll do it. The next game, Tampa versus Green Bay. Now, Tampa is without Mike Evans because of what happened against New Orleans. But I think Tampa's defense is too good for Green Bay, and I don't think Green Bay will win and be able to, handle it. The next game, the 49ers traveling to Denver. Sunday Night Football. I think 49ers win because I think 49ers will make it tough for Russell Wilson to win. And, the next game, Dallas versus the Giants. I'm actually going with Dallas here. Cooper Rush played very good against Cincinnati. Dallas' defense shut Cincinnati down most of the game. I think they'll shut the Giants down. The Giants are surprisingly 2-0. Don't get me wrong. Giants are surprised right now. But I think the Cowboys will go in there into New York and beat the Giants. How many total points will be scored? I don't think that many. I think maybe 24, 20, 25, 20, I think 24. I think it could be like 14-10. Dallas' defense will dominate the Giants, I believe. I think that Dallas' defense will shut the Giants down. So, there we have it. Week 4 of week 3 of the NFL. Anything else? I don't think there's anything else I want to talk about today. So there you have it. Week 3 NFL. And we did week 4 of the college if you wanted to see it earlier. Now in the future, soon, the MLB playoffs are coming up soon. Season ends in probably, I think, 2 weeks. About 2 weeks. Now when the playoffs come, we will probably be talking about the playoffs a little more. And then possibly talking about the NBA and possibly college basketball, maybe. And we're going to continue. So the NFL and college picks and all that. So these shows will probably end up getting longer in the future because I'll be having more. But for now, we're just limited to these picks and stuff. But thanks for watching, and those of you on YouTube, you know, if you want to ever catch me live on Twitch, come follow me on Twitch, Cybershadow248. And those of you on Twitch, you know, subscribe to me on here, follow me on here, subscribe to me on YouTube, and it would mean a lot. And hope you guys have a good evening, weekend. See you guys next week. See you later. Cyber Shadow out.